Hello, hello, hello. You're gonna have to forgive me for the lack of videos lately. I've just been in a mood. I've just been in a non-content mood. But nonetheless, we back, baby, and we're at it again with the Abandoned Monastery release. This is a very welcomed area to grind. It's another duo kind of group grind spot, which is very, very nice. Now we have Turos. We've got Olins, even though it's kind of a meme for console standards, considering that there's like maybe a grand total of like 6 people that can grind it, and it's an interesting grind. But nonetheless, now we have Turos and we have Abandoned Monastery, which are actually both reasonable in terms of like money per hour. So this is a very, very welcomed addition to the new grind spots. Now, I will say for Abandoned Monastery, it's a little weird in my opinion, like very weird. I'm not a huge fan of it, mainly because there's no Caphras to be made here, which is like, that's a big no-no for me. So it's not exactly the most ideal grind spot in my opinion. However, it's a nice change of pace, which is what I'm going to probably base like the tier around. So in terms of money per hour, it's actually pretty good. You should average about 1 Dawn an hour. Like real shit, you should get at least 1 Dawn an hour. If you don't, you're kind of like, you're kind of in the bad spot, and you're not going to get like a 1 raw Dawn, but you're going to end up getting the Dawn's Resentment, which is the pieces that you need to create the Dawn earring. So that you should average at least 1 an hour most likely, and you'll obviously have the hours where it's just not going to happen, but it's still really, really good. I just did it like an hour ago. I only did 30 minutes too, and I got 2 in 1 hour. So just saying, it's a pretty common drop. So let's talk money here, okay? Aside from the Dawn's earring, what are we looking like per hour just in trash? And it's not that good. It's like 30 mil an hour. The trash loot's worth like 15k. The average per hour is probably like 7k. If you're good for, you know, like top tier grinding and stuff, you're playing a good class. Me personally, I pull around 8.5 and sometimes even 9k. That's the highest I've pulled, and I average at least 8k an hour. So the average on Garmoth is saying it's 7.4. For console standards, I dropped that down by 500 to 7k because console grinders, they're not exactly killing it in the game. But easily with like 280 Kudum, you could for sure pull 7k to 7.5 an hour. It is totally doable, and anywhere upwards of like 290 plus, you're pulling 8.5 to 9 really easy. As for the other drops that are there, like the armor and weapon stones, mediocre. You're not gonna get anything out of that. Like you're looking at maybe 5 to 10 an hour. It's pretty dog shit. You do tend to get relic shards pretty often. I think the average is like 15. According to Garmoth, is like 15 an hour. Me personally, I pull like 12, 15, sometimes 10. That's like that's about right. And the ancient dust, again, it's mediocre. It's anywhere between like 5 to 20. Like it's pretty bad. You're not getting much in terms of Caphras here. And then there is the like weird other type of BMC. It's not even a BMC, it's just like the other crystal type here. It's pretty trash. It's worth nothing. So don't even I wouldn't even consider it to be a drop, because if you get one, you should be mad because you would rather have a Dawn's Resentment than this shit. So I wouldn't, this is not good. It's not good. So realistically, Abandoned Monastery, if you happen to get a Dawn's Earring drop or the Dawn's Resentment, whichever one, you know, you're looking at like 300 mil an hour, 350 if you're really good. If you're pulling the high end trash like 8.5 to 9, easy 350 mil, sometimes even 400 if you're really lucky. So for sure it's good, but it highly relies on the Dawn's Resentment and the prices of the Dawn's Earring. Not to mention, if you have to invest into, you know, Market Shadows and then Shrine tokens, you could be sitting on these earrings for, you know, a couple days before you can sell them. So while it's not the most top of the top end grind spot, and I don't want to say it's better than Turos, because Turos has more practicality with Caphras. Not to mention you have the chance of a flame drop, and you could also get the embers, which are worth 5 mil a pop as well, and you have the Turos belt. I think Turos is still the better group grind spot, but this is definitely a change of pace if you don't give a shit about any of that stuff with Turos. But me personally, I would rather grind Turos because the Caphras are too nice there. The ancient dust and then the rest of the drops are really top tier as well. I just don't think you can beat Turos right now. So even though it's a nice, like, comfortable second place in terms of group grinding, I will say that it's, you know, it's okay. It's just okay. If I had to do like a small tier list of group grind spots, I would put Turos as number 1 because I don't count Olins, because literally only, like I said, 5 people can maybe fucking grind that shit. So Turos number 1, Abandoned Monastery, Waragons, then Paddocks, and then Basilisk Den. If I'm forgetting another group grind spot, it's probably because I don't care. I just don't care. This is not even on the list. Gyfins is shit. Trees, irrelevant. There's not even a point to even like discuss that shit, you know what I mean? So again, Turos, Abandoned Monastery, and then Waragons, then Paddocks, and then Basilisk at the very, very bottom tier. So yeah, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.